Hey everybody, today I'm going to make a video on how to resolve a error, Guru Meditation, with some long SID, logon failed, basically telling you that your Apple ID or password's incorrect, even though you know for sure you're entering it correctly, both the user ID and the password, but it keeps yelling at you. Now you might get this, or you might get it something similar after it tries to do two-factor authentication, trying to send you a code which you may never receive, etc. I'm going to try to resolve all those things for you here today. I'm going to give you a bunch of different solutions, the ones I think are most likely to fix your problem first. You don't have to do all of them. If one of them fixes it, you don't have to keep going. But I will provide all the different things that I've found to help this error and get rid of it pretty much every time you might run into it. First and foremost, I'll use this product, the Sideloadly product, to install iPogo, which is a hacked version of Pokemon Go that allows you to spoof and go around the world from the comfort of your house. But you can use this for installing any IPA on your iOS device from a Windows or Mac computer, pushing it from Sideloadly to your iPhone or iPad, even though it's not an authorized Mac store or Apple store piece of software. You will have to do it weekly or something to that effect based on your certificate expiration. Usually is weekly unless you have an actual Apple developer ID that allows you to have certificates longer, or you subscribe to some certificate service. But at any rate, this should solve most of your problems, if not all of them, related to the illustrious Guru Meditation error from Sideloadly. There's not a lot of really good details out online that I was able to find. I scraped together all these things, and I think I got a pretty comprehensive answer for you. So let's get started and see if we can resolve this for everybody, and then we'll go from there. All right, first and foremost, I'll try to cover both Windows and PC issues. iTunes. You absolutely have got to have the latest current version of iTunes installed on your computer. Mac OS comes with iTunes pre-installed, so you don't have to worry about it getting it, but you do need to make sure it's up to date and current. So if you don't have iTunes on your Mac, if you don't have the current version of iTunes on your Mac, update it. On Windows, if you're running the one that's from the Microsoft Store, which is what they try to tell you to do, if you go to apple.com iTunes, you need to remove it. So if you have the Apple or the Microsoft Store version, which is what you'll get if you click this button, you need to remove that and instead use the links that I provided to you in the description, and I will show you what those are here as well. And the very difference is this: if you go to get them right from Apple, so it's apple.com/iTunes/download, and then Win32 or Win64, depending which version of Windows you have installed. If you get that, that's the desktop version of iTunes, as opposed to the Microsoft Store version. And that's the one you really need to use if you're going to try to get past all these Sideloadly errors. So you need to make sure you're running the desktop version of iTunes, available right from Apple, at the URLs that I provided right here and in the description of the video, so you can just click on them. Most people have Windows 64-bit at this point, but if you happen to have an older version of Windows, a 32-bit version of Windows installed, you need to make sure you get that one instead. So that's step one: remove the Microsoft Store version of iTunes if you have it installed, and instead install the one right from Apple for Windows 32 or Windows 64, depending on your OS version. Okay? Next, once you have that taken care of, your next step will be to make sure that you download Sideloadly. So Sideloadly, you'll need either the 64-bit version for Windows, the 32-bit version for Windows if you're running Windows 32-bit, or the Mac OS version. And you can get that right from sideloadly.io, right? or you can get it to it from these URLs here that I have in the description. All right, and that has all 3 versions as well, 64-bit, 32-bit for Windows, or the version for Mac. So you can download those. I'll include those links in the description as well. You'll download those, install those, okay? And next, you need to make sure that you set up your iTunes to log in to your Apple ID. So you would open up the version of iTunes you installed or updated, and then sign into iTunes. This applies to both PCs and Macs. The instructions are the same, it's just a slightly different URL that explains how to do it. But basically, you open up iTunes, you click on account and sign in, and then sign in with the Apple ID and password that you use for the Apple Store on your device, on your phone or iPad. It needs to be the same one, or else it won't authorize the certificates. So make sure you're signing on with the same user ID and password in iTunes that you're going to use in Sideloadly. That's important. For Windows, it's this link that explains it. For Mac, it's this, but you can see the instructions are the same. It's just you open up on your Mac, and then you go to account, sign in, and put in your password, user ID. But it's the same. So basically, if we were to open up iTunes and do that on my PC, that's right here, account, and I'm signed in, so it has sign out, but if I sign out, there's the sign in, right? And I put in my Apple ID and password and sign in. So let me do that. Right. And then I put in my password. And then sign in. And that's as simple as it is to sign on to iTunes. And you want to make sure that your phone shows up in iTunes. So if you don't see it under devices, it's not recognizing your phone, and neither will Sideloadly. So make sure that you signed in and that your device shows up. Okay. Next, you want to make sure that after you're signed into iTunes, that you authorize iTunes on this computer, and you do that from iTunes. Go back, and I provide a link in the description that explains exactly how to do this, and it steps you through it. How to authorize it on a Mac, how to authorize it on a PC. They're both here, okay? So you can just do authorize, deauthorize on a Mac or on a PC. There's how to do it on a PC. It's the same exact way, and let's go ahead and show you how that's done. So again, back in iTunes, account, authorizations, authorize this computer. It also asks you for your user ID and password, the Apple ID and password. Again, log in. And hit authorize. And that's it. It tells me it's already been authorized previously, just because I had already done this. But for you, it should say it's now authorized and tell you how many authorizations you have left available. You can only authorize 5 computers with each Apple ID. So you do need to be a little bit picky about which computers you're doing your Apple stuff from, your iTunes Apple stuff. So make sure you authorize that computer, or else Sideloadly will not let you sign on and push stuff to your phone. This is likely to be the one that solves your problem more than any of the other things I'm going to go through, the ones I went through prior to this and this, but we'll continue. Okay, so if that doesn't solve your problem, you keep going here, all right? But that one probably will be the one that solves your issue. Next, I recommend that you install, if you're on a Windows computer, you should install Icloud for Windows. So in this case, you will want to do that. You can just do it via the Microsoft Store. So if you go to the link I provided from Apple, support.apple.com, and then this here, and then you click on download iCloud for Windows, you go right here, and it should bring up the link right to the to the Microsoft Store, and then you would just click Get. Open the store, and then once you have it, you'd hit Install. You'd wait for it to install. Again, you don't necessarily need iCloud if the other solution I provided worked for you. iCloud can help with some of the two-factor authentication errors that can also cause the App Guru error, the Meditation Guru error. So iCloud can help with that. So if you're still having the problem after doing the authorization stuff in iTunes, then I would recommend this next. This does not apply to Mac users. You should already be in iCloud on a Mac. All right, next, to open iCloud, you would click on it and see if you see it under recently added. But if you don't, you can just click on Start and type iCloud, and you should find it. Once you find it, click on it. Wait for it to install or open. Again, log in with the same Apple ID and password that you're going to use in Sideloadly and iTunes. And then click sign in. And it will probably, if you have two-factor authentication turned on, it may ask you to to provide a code that you'll get from your phone or your iOS that has that one signed on. Once you provide that, it should sign you on. And you should see it signed on, and you should see that it shows iCloud's photos, etc., all synced. And it'll help with authentication as well. And that's pretty much all there is to installing iCloud. You just leave that running, and I would leave it open at least when you're using Sideloadly. You can just minimize it. Okay. Next, this last one only applies if you're really still having problems, and this would be on Windows computers only. Defender can sometimes cause you problems with using products such as Sideloadly, which is used to load unofficial applications. It's not because it's a virus or anything like that, but sometimes Windows Defender can complain or block the use of such tools such as Sideloadly because it could be used for nefarious reasons, putting malicious software on a computer unintentionally. So if that's blocking you, you want to turn off real-time protection within Windows Defender. I provide you the URL from Microsoft on how to do this. It's pretty simple. Start, you go to the security app, virus protection, manage settings, and then switch real-time protection to off. So we can do that. So start Windows security, you can just type it. There it is right there, Windows security. Right, and then what does it want next? Then it goes virus threat protection, protection settings, and manage. So let's do that. So virus threat protection, and then manage settings, and then right here, real-time protection. You would just turn that to off, tell yes to Windows there, and it'll turn itself back on in a little while. And it tells you that right there. It turns it off for a short time before it turns itself back on automatically. Or as soon as you're done using it, Sideloadly, you can turn it back on yourself. I never have had to turn this off, but I have seen other people online that had this problem, and that was their solution, to turn it off temporarily. So I'm going to turn it back on. I don't need that off typically to use Sideloadly. The only other thing I can think of that might cause you a Meditation Guru error is insufficient storage on your iOS device. So if you don't have enough storage to push the app you're trying to push from Sideloadly to your iPhone or iPad, You will also get the application guru error. It won't say logon fail, it'll say something about storage. And if that's the case, then your solution is clear up some space on your phone or on your iPad, so that there's definitely sufficient space before trying to push it. And that just makes sense, right? So make sure you have enough storage space on your iOS device or iPad OS device before trying to push it. Makes sense. So that's pretty much it. That should solve your problem, at which point I'll bring up Sideloadly and show you I am able to use it, at least. So if I hit start now, it prompts me for my password. I already did my ID in there. And then you hit OK. There's actually one more thing that I recommend. You can see it's working, it's signing. I recommend you, if you're having problems, you can also launch Sideloadly as an administrator. So basically to do that, you just right click on the Sideloadly icon, and this again only applies to Windows computers, and hit run as administrator. And that just ensures that it has all the necessary rights to do what it needs to do. But I don't normally have to do that, but again, that was another recommendation somebody made that was having problems that they say solve their issue. But you can see it is pushing it right now, installing it to my phone as we speak, and no errors, no meditation errors, no guru errors. While it's doing that, incidentally, guru meditation actually was an error message that was an internal joke for Amiga computers back in the late 70s, early 80s. And guru meditation error was basically just saying, you know, your guru is meditating and he can't do what he needs to do. So that's where that error comes from. When people first started replying to my other videos on how to install iPogo, saying they had a guru meditation error, I literally thought they were joking. I thought they were, you know, throwing in an old reference to the old Amiga computer error stuff. I had to do some research online to find out that Sideloadly is using that same guru meditation error message, which is kind of comical, but that's what it's in reference to. They're just, you know, it's a throwback to that old Amiga computers from the late 70s, early 80s error message that used to kick out on those systems. So that's it. You can see it's done. It did successfully install the iPogo app on my computer, on my iPhone, right? If you haven't done so already, if you try to launch it and you haven't yet gone to settings, you would need to go to settings, and you would have to go down to general. There it is, general, and then VPN and device management. And then you would have to make sure that you select your developer app certificate and hit trust. I've already done that, so you can see it thinks I'm running Pokemon Go, which I am. I'm running the iPogo version of Pokemon Go, and I'm trusting my signed certificate that I signed via Sideloadly. So you only have to do that once for each certificate that you sign like that via Sideloadly, as long as you don't delete the apps in between. So every week I have to come here and reinstall the iPogo Pokemon Go version on my phone. But if I don't delete this, you know, if I don't do this and hit delete or remove app, then I won't have to retrust it, because as it says in settings, right, and when I select that certificate, it tells you right there, it's going to trust it until all apps from that developer, which is you're the developer, are deleted. So as long as you don't delete it, it'll continue to be trusted, even though you push it every week. Okay. The other good thing about not deleting the app is all settings that you've set via that app will be retained from push to push to push. So every week when you re-push it, you won't lose any customizations you've done within the app that you pushed. So I really recommend you do not delete them. You'll go to click on it a week from now and it'll say no longer available, which is saying that that certificate's expired. So you just basically reopen up Sideloadly, download the new IPA file, bring it over here, hit start and push it. You also shouldn't need to type your password every week in Sideloadly. It'll remember it from the previous time as long as you successfully logged on last time. So you only have to deal with that typing in your username and password once. The next time you'll just get the new IPA. It should already be filled in. You hit start and it just pushes it again. It shouldn't need any authentication stuff for you unless you've changed your password. And then it will prompt you again and tell you it failed, and then you'll type in the right one and hopefully it works. So that's it. That's all the things that resolve the illustrious meditation guru errors in Sideloadly. And if you have any questions or comments or further issues that I didn't resolve by all the steps I provided you, put them in the comments. I'll try to help. If this works for you, please make comments, because typically the only time people make comments is when things don't work, and then it makes it sound like I didn't fix anybody's problem, where realistically I probably fixed a bunch, but they didn't bother to comment. Also, if you like my video, please do like it and subscribe to my channel, as I do make various other videos from time to time that hopefully help out doing various different things. I have a wide variety of different things. Basically interests that I have that I make videos for. They may not all be related to things like Sideloadly or computers or anything like that. It could be for gaming, could be for pool maintenance, you name it. I do all kinds of stuff. So I make how-to videos and how to fix videos in some cases. So again, questions, put them in the comments. Don't forget to look under description for links directly to all the different steps that I provided here. And please let me know that it worked, or let me know if you need help. Talk to you soon. Later.